Welcome back to the TNT Podcast. Today we're going to be covering an incident that occurred in the state of Iowa in 1903. Today I'm going to be attempting to convince my dad that the Van Meter visitor is real.
Come again.
The Van Meter visitor.
Dan Beater. What?
No, Van Meter. Vanmeter. Ever heard of it?
Heard of gas meter.
The town where this occurred is called Van Meter, Iowa, hence the name. Several very respectable townspeople saw this creature over the course of 5 nights. The
Oh, wait a
creature
minute.
always... What?
Is this like that movie you drug me off to that time?
What movie?
What was it? That guy Five Finger Freddy.
No, this isn't.
Yeah.
No. The creature always appeared near an abandoned coal mine near town. It was described as a half-human, half-animal, and flew faster than any bird they ever seen. It had bat-like wings, smelled horrible, and had a horn coming out of its head, and it would shine like a bright light that was described as like a high-powered spotlight. It would look very much like a pterodactyl. However, the people of Van Meter had never seen what a pterodactyl looked like at the time.
This sounds like the Boogans.
What?
The Boogans. Movie that come out in the 1980s about these creatures that come out of this mine and kill some people or something.
But this is cooler.
Okay, you say so.
It was just after midnight on the morning of September 29th, 1903, when a man named Griffith was asleep in his business. His business also served as his home. A bright light shined through his bedroom window, woke him up. So he thought someone was just shining a spotlight into his window from the roof of the building across the street.
You know, when I was off work, I always want to get as far away from the place as possible. Can you imagine sleeping where you work? I mean, this guy really must have loved his job. What was he running? Was he have one of these houses of ill repute?
Well, normally if you sleep while in your business, that probably means you're not doing your business right.
Oh.
So maybe he just really didn't like his job.
Oh, okay.
After peering at the light from his window and not being able to see anything, he decided to go outside for a better view. Outside, he still thought it was a spotlight, and he tried to communicate with whoever was shining the light at the window. When he yelled, the light leapt to the next building before vanishing. He learned the following day that several other people had seen that exact same light do the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. Say there, Bill, did you see the pterodactyl with the head flashlight on its head?
It's pterodactyl.
I'd have slept through if you hadn't been shining that light in my eyes. Are you sure you're not pulling one on me? Are you making this one up?
This is a real one.
This is real. Okay.
You don't believe this?
I don't know. Not yet. You ain't proved nothing.
Wait till you get to the war.
Oh, I can't wait.
After peering at the light from his window and not being able to see anything, he decided to go outside for a better view. Outside, he still thought it was a spotlight, and You're messing me up.
Are you going back and go?
You're messing me.
What you already
You're
said?
messing me up. You interrupt me, and I tell you not to until after the fact. This is why.
Oh,
Because I mess
sorry.
up. Okay.
It's all my fault. Don't say that line again.
Okay. The very next night, at almost the same time as the previous night, the creature reappeared. This time, it was at the home of Dr. Alcott, the town physician. A light was shining through the window, which was bright enough to awaken him. Dr. Alcott grabbed his pistol and raced outside. He was angry and wanted to confront whoever was shining the light into his house. Same as the other guy. You're messing me up today, man. You just
I
got
ain't said
me.
a word.
You just got
told
me.
me not to say
No,
nothing.
you just have me.
Lose your place again.
Yeah, you just got me like all
The
confused.
doctor. The
I know.
doctor's
It
mad.
was then that he noticed the light was coming from the roof of the house across the street. The light slowly grew dimmer until Dr. Alcott could see the source. He claimed the bat-like creature stood 7 to 8 feet tall with huge wings on its head. And it had huge... Dude, what are you doing to me today?
I'm sitting over here waiting on you to finish this story.
It had huge wings, and on its head was a short horn, and the light was coming from its horn. I am so sorry. Am I struggling because of you?
Now, wait a minute now. You've done messed me up so bad, I don't even know what you just said.
I don't know what... Okay, let me go again.
All right, go.
Let me read that.
Just start from the doctor's house.
Okay.
After I lost you.
No, because I could see you over there.
Just do the doctor's house. I ain't said a word.
You're distracting me.
I'll look over here at the wall.
Yeah, do that. This time it was at the home of Dr. Alcott, the town physician. A light was shining through the window, which was bright enough to awaken him. Dr. Alcott grabbed his pistol and raced outside. He was angry and wanted to confront whoever was shining the light into his house. It was then that he noticed the light was coming from the roof of the house across the street. The light slowly grew dimmer until Dr. Alcott could see the source. He claimed the bat-like creature stood 7 to 8 feet tall with huge wings, and on its head was a short horn, and the light was coming from the horn. You got that?
And he shot at it.
He shot at it.
They better get the sheriff up there to discuss firearm safety with this quacko doctor.
You saw a bat-like
Shooting at other people's houses? I'd have returned fire. Hey, I guess that's a good way to get his business up if he'd have shot somebody. I'd dig that bullet out for a fee. I'm sorry. I was shooting at a pterodactyl on your roof. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, but that comment you just made was not worth me reading the entire paragraph again. All that? For your witty comment?
Well, I mean, I can't trying to keep up with the story. It wasn't making no sense. Now you saying the doctor's shooting at the roof of somebody's house.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
No, they'll shoot back.
Dr. Alcott fired at the creature until the pistol was empty. He stated that the creature paid no attention to his gunfire. This scared the doctor so badly that he retreated back inside. When he built up the courage to look out the window again, the creature had vanished into the night.
Yeah,
Well,
either that or his flashlight battery died.
While Mr. Griffith hasn't told anyone about the encounter for fear people would call him crazy, Dr. Alcott told everyone he saw the next morning.
Can't keep his big mouth shut. And the neighbors are wondering why their roof's leaking. It's got bullet holes in it.
The bank manager heard the story, but thought it was a hoax, perpetuated by someone trying to rob the bank. Mr. Dunn decided to wait in his bank with his shotgun for several nights, expecting the robbery to occur. The night after Dr. Alcott saw the creature, nothing unusual occurred. There was no robbery.
Now that's the way I'd rob a bank. Get everybody looking for some kind of monster, right? Think about it.
That was the idea.
Everybody's looking for something, and you're going to rob a bank. You might as well hang a siren around your neck. What a genius.
But he didn't do that. That's the point.
Oh, well, that's good, because that was pretty stupid.
The following night, around midnight, Mr. Dunn admitted that he thought nothing was going to happen and debated heading home to get some rest. It was not long afterwards that he heard a noise outside the bank. He went to the front door to see what the sound was when he found himself illuminated by a bright light. He strained to see and could barely make out the large winged creature. Mr. Dunn was so frightened that he fired through the glass window at the mysterious animal. When nothing happened, he fired at it again. When he fired the second shot, the creature simply took off.
He shot through the window?
Yeah.
I bet they took that out of his paycheck. If I'd owned that bank, I'd made him stay there and guard it until I got the window fixed next week.
It was the following morning when strange three-toed footprints were found just outside the window. One resident made a plaster cast of strange tracks, and photographs were taken of this print.
Sounds like it could have been a giant chicken. I worked with a guy named George Ronnie. He saw a 5-foot-tall chicken one time, he said. Yeah, he did, up at Hollywood, in North Alabama. It was a 5-foot chicken.
Is that the cryptid you believe in?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh.
I didn't see the chicken.
At this point, everyone in town was watching for this strange nighttime visitor. The next sighting occurred during the day at the hardware store. The owner, Mr. White, stepped outside his store and spotted the creature asleep on a telegraph pole. He raced back in the store and retrieved his gun. He stated that when he shot at the creature, it simply flew away, leaving a horrid odor behind. At that instant,
I'd have said the same thing. If a 9-foot chicken got after me, I'd blame the smell on the bird too. Did the smell go away after the bird left, or after he went home and changed his britches?
He left it behind. Well, I said he left it behind, so I guess it stayed. Anyways, at that instant, on the other side of town, a man named Greg saw a creature fly overhead in the direction of the old coal mine nearby. The town had had enough by this point. People were afraid to go outside their homes. What?
I didn't say nothing. I was just listening, thinking.
I couldn't imagine what you're thinking about. A posse of the braver men in town were formed, and these men, armed with guns, headed to the old mine.
They fixing to open them up at KFC, ain't they?
Really? That was the best you could come up with in this short time? That's it? You could just...
I'm just
KFC?
saying they gonna go kill the chicken. Do they kill the chicken?
About to tell you. When they reached the mine, they reported a sound coming from the entrance that some of them described as the sound of Satan and all the demons preparing for battle. This is the war.
Hold up right there now. You want a good score on this, don't you?
Yeah?
I need you to make that sound for me.
It doesn't even have a good description as the sound of Satan and all his demons. What do you think that sounds like?
That's for you to prove.
Okay. Will I actually get a higher score?
It'll help.
Okay. So it's a bat, right?
It's Satan preparing his demons.
What kind of voice does Satan have?
But it's a bat doing it. A big chicken doing it.
So it'd be high pitched.
I don't know. You're telling the story. I'm just
You
listening.
gotta tell me what he'd say.
Huh?
You gotta tell me what he would say.
He wouldn't say nothing. It's just a sound.
It's like a war cry?
Yeah.
I'll do a war cry.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me just prepare for this.
Let me brace myself.
All right. Yeah!
Whoa, Satan. Somebody must have his nads in some vice grips or something. Never heard no... Anyway, let's go on.
It's the war cry.
Okay.
As the men took position around the entrance, the creature came out of the mine, followed by another one that stood only about 5 feet tall. Sorry, I'm struggling, man. Before a shot was fired, both creatures soared into the air. The smell it left behind left several of the men nauseated.
So there's 2 chickens now.
Yeah.
And several of the men pooped their pants.
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to keep up. War cry.
The men decided to wait for the thing to return. The following morning, it returned to the mine, and the men opened fire. The newspaper reported that enough gunfire was shot at these creatures to sink the entire Spanish Armada. That's not a joke. The gunfire had no effect on the creature, and they disappeared down the mine. The men decided the only course to take was to block up the entrance of the mine, which they did. One witness
after
noted...
you fire a few thousand rounds, it's time to call it off. You're just burning powder and putting a big bruise on your shoulder, you know. Just saying.
The men decided to wait for the thing to return. The following...
You already said that.
You keep messing me up by interrupting me.
We done blocked up the mine. Now you're waiting on it to come back.
I'm confused. One witness noted that it didn't walk when on the ground, but hopped like a kangaroo. A school teacher who saw the creature thought that it was the devil. Insert the war cry here. The Van Meter visitor wasn't seen again until the 1980s. A man who just moved to town and had never heard the story saw a 5-foot-tall bat-like creature near the abandoned mine.
How did them chickens get out of that mine?
What do you mean?
Well, they
broke
blocked
out.
it up. Now they're out.
Well, I mean, if they're like Satan and their demons, then they can just teleport.
So they just waited 80 years to come out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think it's impossible?
No, I didn't say that.
Anyways, you're messing me up again. After the turn of the century, a man and his family found a large bat-like creature dead on the side of the road. They didn't think much of it at the time, but when they decided to go back and retrieve the body, it was gone.
Of course it was.
In
You think coyotes is going to leave a dead chicken on the side of the road very long?
In 2006, a preacher reported seeing a dragon flying through the sky. When he Googled Iowa dragon, he learned that he had seen the Van Meter visitor. Another couple in 2014 were camping nearby when they had an encounter with what they thought was a giant bird. The last known sighting of this creature was in 2020. A resident stated that they saw a giant bird-like creature, and I quote, "When it flapped its wings, all I could see was light, dark, and it was a huge whoosh, whoosh, whoosh that I heard."
How'd that sound go again?
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
It had to have been better than that. Come on.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Now you got it.
While it sounded ridiculous, it is obvious these townspeople saw something that terrified them. The townspeople at the time wouldn't have wanted the attention that type of thing would have brought to their town. The
A
entire world would have
9-foot
called him.
chicken terrorizing the town. What's crazy about that?
Today, the cast and photographs mentioned in the old newspaper articles is still missing, but there are people in town to this day looking through all the old archives trying to find either one.
Imagine that.
While one scientist says it started out as a small, unexplained episode in town, it grew out of the retelling. He believed it was much ado about nothing that grew in size over the years. However, this can't explain the newspaper articles that tell the events just the way they are told today.
Yeah, this scientist has no imagination. Like just like another scientist that I won't mention here today, but he wrote a book.
Can you stop? Each September, the town of Van Meter had a festival to honor the creature. It's not a huge gathering like the Mothman Festival or the Loveland Frogman Festival, but they do it just to honor the legend of the unknown cryptid.
Oh, it's make a dollar time. Here we go. Can't believe we didn't see that one coming, you know. Bring your kids to town.
No, okay.
Buy a cheap
can we-
plastic
can- okay,
pterodactyl
no,
with
can
a flashlight on its beak. Spend your hard-earned money on some junk. Buy a T-shirt that says, I saw the Van Meter chicken. Watch the parade go by with the big chicken float on top. From behind the float, the next float's going to be throwing flashlights, so watch your heads. And at 3 o'clock, we'll have the Van Meter chicken races, so place your bet on the chicken of your choice. As soon as the race is over, we're going to have a Van Meter costume contest. Winner gets a free pie at Joe's Diner. Be sure and go over to the Dunkin' booth and wet the man in the Van Meter costume. Hey, where'd you go? Hey, get back in here. We ain't through. Where'd you go? Get back in here.
I'll be in a second.
Where'd you can't just leave in the middle.
I knew you were going on a tangent again.
Tangent.
Yes.
What's the definition of a tangent?
What you just did.
Oh.
It doesn't even matter. Doesn't.
What you tearing up your script for?
Clearly, it doesn't mean anything to you.
Last time you tore up my mouth, now you're tearing up your script.
That's a couple hours down the drain.
I might have wanted to save that for prosperity.
Oh, here's another script. What is this episode?
Hey, calm down. Let's do the rating, man.
Orion Williamson? That one didn't convince you either.
I give it a 5.
Oh, you did. Why did I rip this one?
Because you're goofy. You're going on a tangent.
Oh, dang. Why did I rip this one? I got a 5 on that.
It's too late now. You got some tape.
Yeah. Anyways.
So, anyway, let's get on with this.
Sorry.
Pterodactyl with a flashlight.
I'm sorry. Because I feel like you were just making a joke out of something I worked hours to.
Well, you did do good on the sound effects, finally.
You didn't think the last sound effect was good?
Yeah, when you finally got it right. Took you 3 times.
Kind of hurt my ears when I did it, though.
Did it?
Yeah.
Kind of hurt mine, too.
Sorry.
I think the war cry hurt worse.
Yeah.
But
you shouldn't have told me to do it then. You should have.
I don't know. I'm having trouble buying into this.
You said if I did it, I'd get a higher score.
I know I was going to give you a 1.
Really?
Then I was going to give you a 2 for the whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Then I was going to give you a 3 just to be nice. Then I decided it's in the newspaper.
Journalists don't lie.
Never.
No.
So I'm going to go ahead and give this. I'm stretching this one. I'm really stretching it according to what I really believe. But I'm going to give this Van Meter chicken a 4. But it's only because of the sound effects. You did put a lot of work into it.
I did, and
you got mono from kissing all them women, and your voice is already strained, and then you did all them sounds. So yeah, you get a 4. You did good. I'm impressed.
You know,
I ain't impressed with no Van Meter chicken.
I'm just saying, even through it all, I'm sorry I got so angry. It wasn't worth it because I ended up getting a higher score than
Well, where'd you go?
I mean, where'd I go? I got a drink.
Oh.
You kept going. I thought you were gonna be here another 5 minutes.
Well, I looked around fixing to add on to what I was doing.
I know
you
were
gone. Anyway.
So
the Van Meter chicken gets a 4.
I'm getting a higher score every time.
Yeah.
I'm doing really
4
good.
4's higher than 5. I mean.
Well, I mean, like it's if you average it out.
Yo, here we go with that average again. Hey, you're not supposed to bring up average because I didn't bring up Einstein.
Yes, you did. You just didn't say his name.
I didn't say you know I was talking about him. I might have been talking about Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking, you know.
Nah, he's a dork. He don't know nothing. He's dumb.
Oh, okay.
TNT out.
Woo.